really interesting to me is the fact that everyone seems to have their favorite season, their favorite time of the year. What's your favorite time of the year? Like, which season?
What season my favorite time of
What
the year?
season is your favorite time of the year?
My favorite time of the year is actually, so man, it's gonna be basic. It's gonna be basic, but it's the fall.
Is it because your birthday's in the fall?
No, it's because um, I'm not in the devil's weather anymore. It's not hot anymore, and it's the first. I mean, it's not my birthday. It just is cool. It's like now everything's coming
It's
cool.
sweater weather.
It's weather weather. You know what I'm saying?
So it's nice and comfortable sweater weather. You go outside, you're having your apple cider or your pumpkin spice, and you just living it up like a happy little white girl. That's your
Yes, like
that's your favorite month.
yeah, it's like
Favorite time.
yeah, I gotta make my inner white girl happy. Right?
So when does fall start?
Fall? It starts okay. The fall,
The fall that you know?
the fall that I know
Right.
starts on my birthday, September 4th.
Oh
That's my fall. But fall actually starts what? Is it October? No, it's September 20th, right?
Wrong.
October 20th.
It starts when Dunkin' Donuts has pumpkin spice back at their stores, and I found out today that pumpkin spice is there. It's not. We're barely halfway through August. We're probably not. We're halfway through August, and they brought pumpkin spice back. It's fall officially, and I think it's stupid. Welcome to the Unsolicited Counsel Podcast. I'm your host. This is Martin.
And this is your boy Jermaine.
And I'm kind of riled up right now because there's no reason we should be having pumpkin spice in the summer.
I mean, look, I feel like they're trying to. People ain't going to Dunkin' no more because
this is also a Starbucks. It's a Starbucks.
Okay.
It's not a Dunkin' thing.
Is it a Starbucks thing though? I mean, is it this Starbucks thing?
If we talking about basic white girl, I'm pretty sure what happened was,
You know what?
I'm thinking Starbucks started it. They had it out yesterday. Dunkin' was like, oh shit, we behind.
Okay.
And then they put it on their menu today. I'm ordering. I usually get my mocha latte.
Mhm.
Don't at me.
You got that sugar, right?
Listen, it's a rest day.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway,
Your mocha latte.
I usually get my mocha latte. I'm going through the options, and like the Dunkin' app is just all orange. I'm like, what is happening? It's not Halloween yet. It's not the fall. What's going on? Pumpkin spice, pumpkin donuts, pumpkin lattes, pumpkin milk.
Pumpkin milk?
I don't know.
Spice it.
All right, peanut gallery. Stay out of this. This is a Dunkin' Donuts only conversation.
Okay.
So, maybe not locally here, but I've seen other places that pumpkin spice is back in Starbucks, and you know it is what it is.
I mean, I feel like I thought we all came to consistency. If we're not gonna say the fall starts, because we don't know when the fall starts anymore in the States, or at least on the East Coast. We also don't know when Christmas begins or ends.
Bro, don't get me started on Christmas.
But I thought we all agreed.
Christmas starts when Mariah Carey's "Well, I don't wanna love for Christmas." When I hear that, I'm like, oh damn, it's Christmas time.
But no, I thought we all agreed that when the white girls wear Uggs and gray sweatpants were coming, we all like, all right, it's the fall.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now we doing it. All right, white girls, y'all gotta put your Uggs on because Dunkin' just declared it.
Dunkin' has declared pumpkin spice season. It's officially fall. Oh my god! But you know, as we always do, as we start every episode, you know, I gotta ask you, how you doing, bro?
Well, you're making me feel real good. Already laughing and stuff, but you know, I'm doing really good. Still doing good. Still on that positivity train. You know, being more present, being more aware, like doing my grind. Actually, I went to the Ali Wong show this past Monday.
Oh shit!
And
how was it?
First, I've never been to the Kennedy Center. Never been. First time. Look,
bro, you lived here for how long?
Damn near 15 years, I guess. But
you don't support the arts.
I don't support the arts.
You don't support the arts.
Look, I go to the sports teams. I don't support the arts. But now I've been there, and yo, JFK had a big ass head, bro. You see that motherfucker's dome, bro. But no, I went there. It was a really good time. Like the headliner was funny. I can't remember the dude's name, but I'm pretty sure he was high the entire time. He was telling jokes. Yeah, Ali Wong was just phenomenal. I highly recommend, like, if y'all see the Ali Wong show, you know, watch it, look at it. But I'm all about like seeing comedy again.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go back to like comedy again. Now I know nowadays people like, scared, because they're like, I don't want to offend nobody. I didn't want, ain't give a shit. I was like, all right, cool, we go.
So she didn't like skirt around topics. She was like very direct on point and took it into like a comedic manner.
Yeah,
She didn't take it too hard.
I had some people next to me that was like, and I was like, you know what, you ain't ready, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Comedy is subjective. But that to say is like life is doing well, like, on my grind, staying positive, meditating. I got the that app you mentioned, the journaling app.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start. I slipped my streak. I was on a 3-day streak, and I was like, bro, I'm tired.
Hey, give yourself grace.
And I gotta give myself grace. But overall, like, yeah, everything's doing good, man. Talk to my mentor, we on that grind and everything, man. It's good times, man. But yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing, bro?
I on cloud nine right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been continuing with my journal, like I told you, the dailyo. I also missed the day this weekend.
Give yourself grace,
I
too.
know. I gotta give myself grace.
Hey, put that crown on.
I dropped my crown for a little bit to pick it up a little later. But yeah, so I've been sticking with that, sticking with my current running. Actually, I hit a milestone today. I did a mile. I ran my fastest mile that I've ever ran. So I ran the mile in just over 7 minutes.
What?
And that's crazy for me.
That is crazy for
like,
me, bro. I did that shit since I was a kid.
Right. And like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was dead. I was panting. I was like, and I was like, I got hit. And then I was like, man, I feel like I ran at least a mile. Now I look at my watch, it says 15.5 miles. And I'm like, I'm not even halfway. I'm just halfway there, bro.
You said you did an 800 meter, bro.
I'm like, it's still going. We're not done. We're not done. Bro, it's a complete mind fuck. When you think you put in all this work, your lungs are about to give out, and you just like, I can't go anymore. You looked at your watch, it's like, nah, bro, you gotta keep going. So, I kept running. I took like little breaks here and there, but not a real break, like a stop, but it was like, jog a little bit, catch your breath, and then pick speed back up.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, like 7, did it in 7, just above 7 minutes. I'm feeling really good about that. So, fitness goals looking good. I got confidence from your boy over here.
Yeah,
He's just like, bro, you lose some weight. Like, you looking good. You looking kind of schmexy.
Yeah, man.
I was just like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm glad someone else is acknowledging it. Aside from my wife, I feel like she has to. But
she's like, bro, I see you every day.
She's just like, honestly, I wish you weren't here. It's neither here nor there. So that's going well in my professional life. I got an email yesterday that I got an award. I knew about this award.
What?
Yeah, it's like a team
way
award.
To bury the lead, bro.
Right. It was like one of those things where I got an award for setting up a scanning program at my job and something that they'd never done before. So me and 2 other coworkers are sharing this team award. So really excited that we have an award ceremony coming up next month. So I'll probably post a picture somewhere so you guys can see, all these accomplishments, but something good came out of it. Even though it was a stressful time at work for me, but getting that award means a lot to me. So that was really cool.
Hey, yo, any success is a good success.
Yeah, bro. We're not going to minimize anything. We're going to take everything in stride. We're going to celebrate it. And I'm celebrating the fact that I'm getting an award for this. And it was monetary award, too. So that also helps.
Oh. I mean, really?
Yeah, like, it is like a little plaque. It was a plaque. I'd be like, alright, whatever.
But where's the money?
Right. Send me some money. Like, give me, this plaque ain't gonna pay my bills.
Right. Look, man. We already say yeah, groceries $100 for 3 things. Like, I need some
I'm
money.
saying, bro. Like, it's so expensive out here. So, yes, I got the award. The run is going good. Life's good. The wife is good. I think we're still on good terms. We'll find out. To be continued.
We'll find out after.
Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. No, we're doing good. So all happy, all good here, and just really excited to get into this episode today. Because today we're talking about something that you brought up in a couple of episodes in the past, and it's something that I started to adapt in my life a little bit more. And you always say you got to be grateful for what you have. And being grateful for what you have means that you're not comparing your life to someone else's and what they have, or the have and the have-nots. You're taking it in stride like, hey, I'm just being present and happy. In this episode, we're going to talk about comparisons and how they can be either positive or negative.
Yeah. I'm excited for this episode, and I'm so happy that you just said that you got an award because we're gonna talk about what we're drinking, and what better way to start it is We about to pop bottles. What we drinking today?
Oh, bro, we popping bottles today. So today we got the Martinelli Gold Medal sparkling, only sparkling. Bubbles for being the best. Pear cider. Got a pear cider. We couldn't find any non-alcoholic beer today. I figured this was perfect for today because it's a gold medal. I feel like I ran a race today, so I should deserve a gold medal.
And you got the award and monetary award.
Got the monetary award, so I splurged. I spent $12 today. I got the money. You know, so.
I love how you like your fitness goal is the highest achievement, which is like phenomenal because most people are like, hell no, fuck that. I got more money. You're like, bro, I ran 7 miles. I mean, not 7 miles. I ran a mile almost under 7 minutes.
That is the best thing that can happen to me. I'm so far past caring about money, and I think that's definitely a privilege. And I understand that. And probably people are listening to me, they're like, who are you? Why would you say that? You're an asshole.
They're like, hey, why should you get a kid?
Right. Bro, everybody at my job, yeah, once you get a kid, it's going to change. You're going to be poor. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm trying to get my money up now so I can be poor later.
Look, I ain't like y'all broke like Lil Tay. I ain't like y'all broke motherfuckers. So I'm stacking money.
So we're going to try this pear cider. And I was telling them before the podcast that I don't even know what pear tastes like. I've never ate a pear.
You never ate a pear?
I've never had a pear in my life.
Oh, God.
I got a pair of balls, but I ain't got a pair of pears. I mean... But we got a pair of pear ciders that we're about to pour up. Can you pass it over to Brother Jermaine?
Gracias, Jamantha.
We're going to pour this here. Let's look at the pour. Look at the pour.
Look at the pour. Look at the bubbles, man.
Oh, man. Oh,
that's the long pour. And then you're going to drink it and you're going to hate it.
Probably. But we drinking bubbles. We're going to pretend like we like it. I spilled it. Oh, my God.
That was so loud.
I am so sorry. The ASMR should have been turned off for that. But we're going to try this out. Sparkling pear cider. Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to y'all. All right, here you go. Tastes like apple juice. It actually tastes like...
Bro, is a pear an apple?
Kind of.
How? I mean, it has to be.
They're on a tree.
Are they fruit?
They're fruit.
Listen, I just had Clementine before this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously not that. But it tastes like an apple. Like, I know they make apple cider. I've seen, like, sparkling grape drinks. But this tastes like an apple. So are pears, like, apples in disguises?
It might be. I mean, but it might be a better apple because you don't see, like, women saying, I got an apple body. They say, I got an hourglass or a pear shape. It got to be like, you know what I'm saying? You got to... You're not going to be like...
They got like apple bottom jeans.
With the boots and the furs.
With the fur? With the fur. The whole club's looking at her.
And that's actually a good way to start the podcast as a comparison. I remember back in the day, girls used to, like, you know, y'all remember, like, when Get Low Got... If y'all remember when Get Low Got was on and Yin Yang Twin was the thing, y'all been in twerking clubs. If y'all haven't, look it on YouTube, I guess. I don't know, man. I feel bad for you if you haven't had that childhood. When women used to have the apple bottom jeans, it used to be at the end, then like you'd be comparisons. Like if you don't got them jeans, it's like a status symbol, right? Mm-hmm. This was before Insta and Facebook and stuff like that, where you had to wear your clout. Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of do it now, but like people really don't care that much. It's more about the stuff you do, how you experience life, and how your profile experience is like.
And you know, it's kind of a shout out to Gen Z because I think Gen Z's like broke the mold. Millennials were like, "Oh, we gotta have Ralph Lauren, we gotta wear J's, we gotta have all the nicest shit." Gen Z was like, "Yo, I'm going to that thrift shop, I'm putting on something that fits, and I'm gonna be comfortable." So now I don't think we have that same pressure. But something that you made me think about, because Gen Z grew up with the TikTok culture. Mm-hmm. Do they know about twerking? Are they twerking? Because I've been to some clubs and nobody knows how to dance. Everybody's doing these TikTok dances.
No, they don't.
In the freaking club. And I'm just like, what is this?
See, and I think that's why Gen Z's don't go clubbing no more. Are we uncles now?
Back in my day, a girl was throwing it back on
I mean, look. If you ain't get rub burn on your inner thigh, you gonna do it.
If you don't need Vaseline in the morning.
Oh god, that's probably why my knees hurt now. Hey, I'm sorry for the women my age, bro. Y'all knees got attacked.
Nah, what it really was the what was that? The chicken neck,
Yes.
and pop locking and dropping it. Those two things mess everybody's knees up.
Bro, the thought of that makes my knees shudder. Like,
I've seen these like videos of people like saying me at 12 years old, me in my 30s, and the guy in the 30s like, no, no, no. And that's me looking at me doing a pop lock and dropping. I'm like, your knees are gonna hurt. Stop,
bro,
don't feel this when you get older.
the cartilage. But on that though, so you talked about like not keeping up in the Joneses and stuff. How does that like apply like today? You mentioned that you reading your book. What was the title of the book you were reading?
Yeah, 52 changes to change your mind, essentially.
Mhm.
And this is a book that kind of teaches people to be happier and stop like worrying about things that you can't control and just make simple small changes in your life every week or every day that can lead to a happier future.
Mhm.
For example, I think the first couple chapters was about getting your full rest, getting your full 8 hours of sleep or 7 hours, however many hours you need.
I know. I see your drink time out at like 9:30. I'm like,
my what?
Your text right there. I'm trying to text this man. I'm like,
oh, that was yesterday. You're like, I was like, this message like, Jermaine texted me.
I was like, wait, do not disturb at 9:30. This man getting good sleep, bro. I was like jealous.
Actually, it starts at 9. You just decided to text me at 9:30.
Look, at least I ain't aggressively like send quietly.
Bro, I be thinking about that sometimes. Let me try to get in contact with you about what we're going to do for our podcast. I'm like, this nigga needs to answer now. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, no, reading that book had a lot of different topics, and the one that I read most recently was Keeping with the Joneses, or Not Keeping with the Joneses. Mm-hmm. One of the things and the reason that I wanted to talk about that today is because I've seen myself in the past, like looking at social media and seeing other people's relationships. I'm like, oh, they're so happy. They're going on vacations. They're going on trips. Why can't I do that? Oh, my girlfriend or wife doesn't want to do TikTok videos with me. That means that she and I aren't compatible because we got to do what we see on social media. So I kind of wanted to bring to light that when I was in that headspace, I was very unhappy. I was very unhappy because I was worrying about what everybody else was doing, and I didn't keep things internal to me. Mm-hmm. So, do you have a scenario in your life that you can speak on where you're like, "Man, I wish I had this," or "I don't have this, but that person has that," and they look happy. So now I'm sad because I'm not where they are in life.
I can give you a before and after scenario.
Okay.
So, y'all know I already go to therapy. I mean, y'all here, we on season 3. You already know my ass crazy.
This is apple juice.
This is apple juice, bro. But, through therapy, like, I had this epiphany or, like, this understanding of, like, where it was coming from. So, I think it was, like, a little bit after you got, it was actually this year. So, you and your wife had your anniversary. I was like, oh, that's dope. I'm happy for you. Look, I love, you know what I'm saying? I'm brother love. Isn't that Diddy? But I love like when people are like, in love and have connection and stuff like that. Happy for you. And then one of my friends had their kid, and I was like, oh man, awesome. Happy for them too. We got information from my other friend. They're trying for a kid. And I'm like, okay, happy for you, but now I'm feeling some type of way. Mm-hmm. So it was like a whole, like a slow like descent into like jealousy. Because I'm like, well, okay. Well, I'm a nice guy. Why don't I have this? Or, you also got your promotion. I was like, oh, I'm a hard worker. Why haven't I got this amount of money? Or, oh, why do, like, I have to I pay my bills and stuff like that. Why am I still in debt and I can't travel? Etc., so on. So I was comparing myself to my friends. Now you're just like outside of social media. Social media, that's a whole other thing because I was like seeing like people my demographic because I think we're the demographic for Instagram now. Like, I mean, Gen Zs are on there, but they're like on Discord or TikTok. Mm-hmm. But looking at that and being jealous of like my friends' happiness and stuff like that, I was just like, why can't I get there? Fast forward to like now me trying to be content which is I want to talk about that later. Is like me working on being content, being grateful, and being patient with not myself and give myself grace. I look back to this past weekend. I went to a gala function with my friends. Like all of them are like coupled up, and then one of my coworker, he brought his fiance, and they were like being all like cute and like shit like that. And then I got my other coworkers. They've been married for a couple of years. They were like, he gonna be playing like Honkai Star, and she just like on her own thing and stuff. But both of them, I'm like, I look at my man, I was like, hey, yo, that's cute. And then I like look at them, I was like, you know, they're married. And I was like, yeah, just wait a couple of years. You're gonna be like, this cutesy shit gonna stop. But it won't even out of jealousy. I was happy for them, just out of sheer happiness. And instead of looking at it like, why am I not there? Or like, oh, this dude's a piece of shit. Like, why he got a girl, I don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started looking at being happy for them, just being happy for myself, and looking at what I do have. I'm surrounded by people that love me. I'm knowing myself more and more, understanding who I am, and I have amazing connections and friendships that many people would kill to have. So versus looking like, hey, y'all don't got no girl, I'm single or whatever. I look at it like, this is like a great thing I have right now, and I'm happy for it. So it's the being content with what you have, being in control of what you have control of, and just being grateful because if you're not grateful, for me, I just kept just running for things. I kept trying to chase and try to grab and be cringe.
It's kind of like being obsessive or trying to, just try to find a quick fix to whatever's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's like going on dating apps, even though you're not really into it, you're just like, oh, I just don't want to be single.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, I really want to find someone who could match me or like can help grow together and build a future. It was kind of coming from a bad place.
Yeah.
Or even if you're not doing it, it's just like, hey, I want this, but I don't know how to get it. So it kind of puts you into like a dark spiral. Did you find yourself into like a sad spot where you were like struggling to, I don't know,
do daily functions?
Yeah, like cause I know that for me personally, when I get the big sad, as I like to call it, it like stops me from doing the things that I enjoy. Like example, my brother, he has 2 kids, obviously. That's not obvious. My brother has 2 kids. I had some shade. I was like, yeah, so my brother has 2 kids, and just getting to seeing them this past weekend, and just seeing how much they've grown and how much they enjoy spending time with me. Like I was jealous that I don't have that same experiences because we don't have our own kids yet. I'm gonna say yet. Right. It's gonna happen. But we don't have our own.
Manifest that shit,
yeah,
brother.
It's gonna happen. But it was just like in that moment, like I was like, man, this dude, he like, I try not to throw shade. But I just remember my brother at a different time. My brother, he's I ain't know that dude. That dude I met in Houston was completely different. Calvin. But the Calvin that I knew growing up, like he was quiet, reserved, and I was like, he ain't got no game, he ain't gonna meet nobody. And here he is with like a full family, house paid for, and all this stuff happening prior to him turning 30. Like he had all this stuff, and I would always compare myself. I'm like, man, I'm behind the ball because like my brother has all this, that, and the third, and here I am just chilling with my wife in an apartment in DC and can't afford a house, and they have a family, and like we don't have a family yet, and I don't know, man. So me thinking about all those things, I think it led into Saturday. My wife and I, we went out to hang out with her friends from one of her old patients and her husband, and we went to dinner, and I found myself having a hard time being present there. I think that there was a comment made at dinner about kids, and I can't remember what it was, but I feel like I don't know. I don't want to put their business out there, but I couldn't tell if it was a situation where they just didn't like kids or they were struggling with having kids, whatever it was. So when I heard that, I was just like, man, like that's painful. Like I couldn't even think about the fact that what if we couldn't have kids, or what, how would that change our relationship?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's just like my next goal, and if I couldn't get to it, it'd be really hard. But I took myself out the whole day. I got home, and I typically do my daily O. I didn't want to do my daily O. Didn't want to read my book. I just wanted to sit and lay down and go to sleep. Granted, a lot of bad things happened. Like we were trying to we tried to take the metro home. The metro took forever. We were. I think the Nats had finished a game around the same time we were trying to head home, and so the train stopped at Friendship Heights. For people who know the DC Metro, I was in basically Union Station and tried to get to my apartment and where I live now, and I had to stop halfway at Friendship Heights. So, and then the next train came like 10 minutes later. And at this point, I'm tired. I had ran a half or 10 miles earlier in the day. I'm like worn out. I like heard that news, and I'm like, I'm trying to be like my brother, and I can't do it. I'm just sad, and I just don't want it today anymore. So when I find out if I start comparing my life to someone else's, it definitely puts me into that depressive hole. But on the other hand, I don't think that comparison is always negative.
Yeah, speak on that.
So I think that there are forms of positive comparison, and I think the most obvious one is if you have like a role model or a mentor. And for example, like you have with your trying to become a game developer,
right?
You have your mentor, and he's just like trying to teach you all the tips and tricks to get you to where you want to be. You're not looking at him like, oh, you're here, and I don't want to be like you. It's like, no, I want to be like you, but I like the fact that I'm working towards getting there. It's not coming from a negative spot. It's not like you're envious, but you're not jealous of him.
Right. I'm more inspired.
Right. You're inspired by it. In my scenario, Dom Roast. Shout out to Dom.
Shout out to Dom.
Shout out to Dom. I've seen him start his running journey like years and years ago. I think it was like about 6 years ago. He would like always go on runs, and it's kind of rocky at first, but now I see him like running marathons like it's nothing.
Right.
Initially, when I first started this, I'm like, I will never get to that point. I'm not him. I'm not him.
Right.
In that sense. But now I'm taking it as like I'm seeing my progress, and I know it's not always linear. Sometimes you're gonna have good runs and bad runs, but and I think this is why I take more pride in my running than money, is because I didn't think I would be at the point that I am now. Like I'm so proud of the work that I've put in, and I was inspired by his story and the things that he did and how he got to where he is now. So, I think, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah.
So, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of my progress.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's an inspiration type of comparison. I think that's healthy.
Yeah, I do think that's a very healthy way of seeing, like going about comparing yourself and comparing yourself to others. Like looking and seeing like, oh, this is where I could be as long as I do these steps versus like, oh, why are they there? What do they like? We're on the same level. What do they have that I don't have? So out of like, instead of looking at it out of like spite or like anger or like jealousy, but out of admiration and pride and joy for whatever you're doing. So like, let's say you want a Lambo, right? Or like on IG or whatever. One, just like take instead of looking and seeing like this person on Instagram. 9 out of 10, the stuff on Instagram and TV is all fabricated. People gonna put what makes them happy.
Yeah, their highlights.
And we talked about this a couple episodes ago, probably like last season, when we talked about Twitch. People put on the guy from Ellen, the guy,
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the gaming thing, but the actual. But they put out. I remember one of our friends said like he looked so happy. They put out everything out there, and so people are going to inspire or be jealous. Let's say he had other people that were like dancers, right? Hey, how he got on Ellen? He a bum anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna be jealous. Like it's human to be envious or whatever, or want something more. But I think if you are jealous or looking at like why this person has something that I don't have, it's more a reflection on yourself than on them. Because you have everything. Look, I hate sounding woo woo, but you have everything inside you. You're already complete.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with you. I'm talking to this man like this. This is a therapy session. There's nothing, and I told the audience, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect how you are. Yeah, you can improve. Everyone can improve on things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like, hey, yo, my man said I'm perfect. I don't got to do shit no more. Yeah, God made a perfect being, but he still like, you got to work. My mom told me that shit. I was like, Mom, aren't we dating God image? We supposed to be, we supposed to be perfect. She was like, yeah, but he didn't want you to be lazy. And I was like, all right, true.
Bro, on that same note, I had a really great quote about God today. One of my buddies was just like, yeah, I slacked off my workout. I was going every day and I missed a day. And I was like, bro, even God took a rest day. Like, seriously, like, that's why I was just like, you gotta give yourself grace. Because sometimes you just need a break from it all. And then you just pick back up. As long as you don't put it down forever, you're right where you need to be.
Yeah, and I think when you said like the big sads, right? Like, because when we do compare, we do get in our head a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's like you start seeing that you're like that high that you're on. You're like, oh man, I'm great, and then you compare yourself. You're like, maybe I'm not that great. you downgrading yourself, bro. You being your worst hater, and sometimes that's your body like saying like, all right, I need a break, and that's why it's okay to just take a rest or sleep or whatever. Like Jamie. Shout out to Jamie. He had a rough week this week, and he was just moody and all that stuff. And he was like, "Man, I'm gonna sleep." And all that. I was like, "Bro, that's your body telling you, yo, rest." Because then through rest, you rest your mind, all that stuff. I feel bad for people that can't sleep, that get their mind racing and can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when I'm depressed, I get the sads, knocked out.
Dude, you said when you get the sads, you're knocked out. You just sleep through it.
I'm like, if I'm feeling sad, like it was a couple, like I said, when I was doing the comparison, feeling bad for myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I felt like shit, and I think that's when I took that break. When I felt like shit, and I was like, my whole day is like ruined or whatever. Not the whole day, but like before I go to bed, I put on something to make me laugh, and then I'm not that easy. And then I'm like, okay, today how I'm gonna do it. Meditation helps me too. Going on runs and like not runs or I went on a bike ride, so no music, just literally just
no
run.
music.
No music.
I have never.
That helped me so much because it was like it helped me like when I'm biking I can't run, so that helped.
Yeah.
But it made me actually think about and ask the whys. Like, why am I feeling sad? Why am I comparing myself to other people? What am I feel like I'm lacking? And is there a reason why I'm lacking? What am I doing now that I have control over? And am I doing a good job? I'm riding this bike. I am, I'm being patient. Now, why does patience make me anxious? Like, and then I get down through it, and then it helps me so much. And then, just when you're going to doing an exercise, like, I wouldn't recommend when you sprinting, but
no, I mean, music was playing while I was sprinting, but I wasn't hearing it. I was hearing my heart just. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
So, how do you get out of that? For you, for example, like, how do you get out of that comparison spiral? Like you said, like you didn't do it, you went to sleep. Like, oh man, shit, feel bad. Like because then you probably woke up and you're still comparing yourself a little bit to your brother.
Well, one of the things that I have that not a lot of man, am I drunk?
Hey, the placebo.
Hey yo, pour up.
Hey yo, we lit. Hey yo, what's Spider Cuz at? Shout out to Spider Cuz.
No, god damn, that's loud. I need to stop doing that. So one of the things that I can do that I think a lot of other people can't do is I'm very forgetful. It is a blessing and a curse because there's a task I need to do. If I don't write it down, it's not happening. If I do,
no, you're good.
if I write it down, if I don't write it down, it's not happening. Same thing when I have a problem. It's something I'm stressing about. If I go to sleep or wake up the next morning, for the most part, I don't see it. It doesn't bother me anymore. Unless it has something to do with like my relationship and like I see the trigger. Then I'm like, okay, now I still feel it. But and then before I make this comment, I don't want to discredit the use of therapy. I think that meeting a therapist and going through like BetterHelp or whatever resources you can find, I think is very helpful. But I find that my therapy now is exercise, mostly running. And I think that's why I stuck with it for so long. Like initially, it was like, oh, after the half marathon, I'm done.
Right.
Then it turned into, oh, you know what? I feel good doing this. Like it was rough, but I feel like I'm getting better. And now when I do my easy runs, which I used to hate the easy zone 2 runs, I'm like, I'm going so slow. This is like time consuming, and I was impatient, which makes me anxious. But now I use that to do like my critical thinking and problem solving. I'm like, oh, how can I navigate this situation at work where I don't feel like I'm valued or I feel like I'm being taken advantage of? And I have all these thought exercises. I'm like, oh, maybe this is what's really happening behind the scenes, and they just don't know how to articulate it. And I know how to come to my boss and say, hey, I didn't like how this went down, but like, can you just tell me your side of the story? Like, I'm a lot more rational after I run. Whereas in the moment, sometimes I can just explode and say something I don't really mean. Well, I don't do that. I used to do that. That's the old.
That's the old me. Hey,
yeah, now I just like stay super quiet and don't say anything. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna handle it when I run, or I'm gonna go for a walk or do something like that because I know that works for me. I think one of the things with comparison is you have to learn what works for you and to get your mind off that negative feedback that you have with yourself. Like I said, for me, it's running. For you, it's bike riding and not listening to music. You can figure out what's going on. Some people might be in meditation. Some people might just be talking to someone else about it.
Right.
But I think in order for you to stop worrying so much about what other people are doing, one thing I would suggest, and we already talked about this before, but taking a social media break.
Yep.
If you're comparing your life to other people based on the fact that they're traveling or doing other things, just turn off the noise. You don't need to hear that. You don't need to see it. If you're having issues based on, I don't know, you have family who's doing really well or
friends are doing really well and you feel like you're stuck.
Yeah, you feel like you're stuck in that scenario. Like, I think that you just kind of need to do some inner healing and some inner work to kind of figure out why you care so much about what everyone else has going on. And also understand that even though they're telling you about their highlights, they do have lows that are behind closed doors.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know what's really going on. You're just seeing the image that people are portraying they want you to see.
Right.
So keep in mind that even though you're hearing all these great things, they have bad things that happen.
Right. If you ain't in the hood, like if you're in the hood, you see everything. Like if you were like, hey yo man, my boy got this like bad bitch, bro. Like she be doing everything.
I didn't think that's where that was going.
She do everything for her. And then she start throwing she start throwing shit at his head, bro. You're like, nah, bro. She crazy. But yeah, like you said, like they have everything closed doors or like they only put up the highlight reels. And I would also second the social media break and the giving yourself grace. And I don't know if y'all have that struggle with like patience or giving yourself forgiveness, because what helped me is like I have to like remind myself, if I was my friend, if my friend was going through this, would I tell him like, hey yo bro, you ain't shit, or would I tell him out of love?
Today's circa 2015. Damn, bro, it is what it is. All right, let's get drunk.
Let's get drunk. Yeah, exactly. Or would I be like, bro, like everything you feel is valid, but give yourself grace. You are in a good place. You have all these things. Yes, some things ain't going your way, but sometimes you gotta take the time to be patient. I hate being patient. I'm the most impatient motherfucker out there. If I get bored at a video game, I switch the game.
Do you really?
Not anymore. Now I'm trying to finish RPGs. I think that's why I stopped playing RPGs for like a couple after Persona 5. Because I was like, bro, that's like fucking 60 hours.
It's a time suck. And it's never productive because outside you're not being productive. But sometimes you just need that escapism and just get away from the real world and just live a different life. Be it a video game or a book or whatever you have going on.
Exactly. And understanding the value of your life doesn't reflect the value of other people and vice versa. Like, you have your own life. You shouldn't compare yourself. You shouldn't want to be anyone but yourself.
Because you can't. You can't be anyone but yourself. And I think that one of the things that I want to convey in this let's say meeting. I'm still at work right now. One thing I wanted to convey in this episode is that you are your own worst critic. But once you find a way to control your critiques and turn those negatives to positives, you'll never be sad.
You'll never be sad. And what a beautiful way to end the episode. All right, guys. Like, if you guys enjoyed this episode, or like you had any questions or comments, or if you want to like share us your experiences with like going through comparisons and how you healed through that, or if you need still healing, where can they send that information at?
Yeah, you can find us at Unsolicited Counseling on Instagram and YouTube. You can find us at Unsolicited Counseling Podcast on Facebook. And you can find us on Thread somewhere. I don't know. Oh, you can also shoot us an email, I guess.
Yeah.
NewAdvicePodcast@gmail.com. You know, you can also find us on Snap. at that nigga.
and please, and on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
And as always, guys, we love you guys. We're here for you guys. One drink at a time, one episode at a time. Be easy, y'all.
Latest. This was a 4.